Hi everybody, today I'm out here working in my field, and after I get going I'm going to show you what I'm doing with all the remains of the tiling job. And it's kind of windy out here today, so I'm going to just talk over most of this, but I'm just going to show you what I'm doing to do this job. I have my skid steer with the forks on them. I have this big I-beam, it's about 5.5 feet long, and then I have a 8x8 block on one side to make that at an angle to kind of act like a wing on a plow, and I am able to push the dirt back into the furrow that they made when they were out here tiling a week or so ago. So we'll get going with this, and I'll just talk over and explain what I'm doing as I go. So this furrow right here is one I've already done. And now we're going to cross over to the one I'm doing now. If you recall, if you watched the video I had a few videos ago of the tiling job, you will recall that the actual plow furrow was about 8 inches wide and it went down quite deep. But in the process of making that, it's kind of threw the dirt to both sides. And what I'm trying to do is get the dirt to stay in that 8-inch spot so that there won't be so that when this stuff settles, it'll settle down where the hole is, not to the sides of the hole. So I'm trying to push it all to the center, and then I gotta kind of spread it back out a little bit so that I can plow through it with the horses and the plow. This is all experimental to me. I don't know if it's going to work, but I did do the top part of the field earlier, and it seemed to work out quite well. After I did it, I actually took this I-beam and turned it straight on my skid steer and tried to straddle the furrow and kind of pushed it and leveled it out a little bit better. Where I could go, that worked great, but so often the dirt was actually high enough that I bottomed out with the skid steer, so I was getting stuck, or somewhat stuck, and so that just didn't work quite so well. All I'm trying to get ready for plowing is the section of field where I had oats last year. The sod isn't as heavy there, and so it's going to be a lot easier to work. The rest of the field, I'm going to probably just let it set, a lot of it at least, let it set till spring, because a lot of this will settle back down into the earth by spring. So my plan is, after I get these kind of pushed together, both sides of this furrow, I'll have a big ridge down the center. And then, because a lot of places it's high and I'm having troubles with the skid steer, I'm going to try a few things with the horses. The first thing I'll probably try is take my stone boat, my flat stone boat, and hitch this I-beam to the back of it and drag that down the center of these furrows. I have no idea if that's going to work, but that's what I'm going to try. I had thought some about taking my small single discs across here, but I can see some issues with that too, so I'm hoping that the I-beam dragged crossways will kind of level it down enough so that I can either plow or straddle it with the skid steer and be able to level it out a little bit more. So that's what we're doing today, and I'll keep you informed as the days go on as to how well this worked and what other thing we might go do so that we can get started plowing this fall. So I believe I have 4 more pieces to go, and then we'll be done with the skid steer, which is good because we got rain coming in a couple days, and this skid steer is not very good in wet ground,
And if I was to attempt to come out here after it rains, I would most definitely be stuck. So right now I gotta take advantage of it and get her done. Good morning, everybody. Today we're gonna start on what we want to do out in my field with the horses. Yesterday I got all of the skid steer work done for this time. But I want to talk just a tiny little bit about Lady and Bree. So Lady and Bree, and this is her. Lady and Bree have been officially weaned, or I should say Bree has been officially weaned. So last night was her first night completely away from her mother. We went 2 nights in a row that we put Bree back with Lady after being separated all day long, and we just let them out in the barnyard so Lady did not get any grass. And then the next day we would separate her for the day. But yesterday was the first full 24 hours that they were separated. Bree is outside with Duke and Earl, and they can go way up on the further upper pasture there, so they're out of sight and sound of each other. And they can still come down and do come down for water, but still, it's working out good. Not last night, but the night before we brought Bree into the barn, Lady's bag, her milk was just pouring right out of her, squirting right out. And but by keeping her on dry hay and a little bit of grain, she's drying up fast. Last night she had no milk dripping at all. This morning there's no milk dripping. So that's a good thing. I believe she's going to dry off fast and well. And Bree seems to be fine out there with her uncles, Duke and Earl. And so we'll keep them separated for some time now, so that there won't be any issues of Bree trying to nurse on Lady. After a very short period of time, even if they were together, Lady just would not allow it. She would kick Bree away, so it wouldn't be an issue. Anyways, that's the situation with Lady and Bree. The weaning is complete. Still a little stressed for a few days, but it shouldn't be too bad at all. So now we want to hitch Lady and Ken back up again, and I'm going to go show you what I've been doing in the field and what I'm going to do today even in the field. And cuffs up. This morning we're headed down to hitch on to do what I need to do in this field. And yesterday I told you that I was going to try the stone boat and the drag. Well, it did not work. I thought maybe it would kind of level out the mound that's in the center there, and the stone boat wouldn't stay up on top. So it would just slide down, as you can imagine. I should have videoed it, but I didn't. But it just kind of did the sides. It didn't go up on top to flatten it down. And I thought maybe the drag behind would work too, but it just did not. So then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll get my small disc harrows. Well, I knew that they would, if I was sitting on them, it'd be a terrible ride because it'd be rocking back and forth on top of that ridge. And it probably would have cut it somewhat, but they're not that heavy, my light set of horse discs. So I decided to use, the double discs. Catch up. Oh. Oops, calf stop. Calf stop. Oh. Brenda's my gate hitcher this morning. So this is the stone boat that I used, and I got a piece, I gotta get some welding done on this, but this is just a flat stone boat. So I hitched the horses, the evener up there, and then over here I had the dragging behind, and it just did not work. So we'll go out and we'll get hitched onto the harrows, and I'll tell you a bunch more things, a lot more things. Cup stop. The horses are working quite nice today. Yesterday I worked them fairly hard to pull a double disc in the train that I'm going. It's pretty hard for two horses. For short periods of time it works fine. Even today I might only work them for an hour at the most, and I might be done at that point. But if I'm not, I'll wait and I'll take them back in, and I'll come back out a little later and do the rest of it. So I do it in two times, but I don't really have that much left to go, so I might be able to get it in an hour. So if you notice, let's see, we can turn it here, huh? My harrows are over there by that cow. G. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but these horses are kind of walking a little bit strange this morning. My horses work so much together, they know kind of the space that they have and how close they can walk together. And they're actually walking that space. But I actually have the lines adjusted so that they walk really, so they spread out a lot. But they're just not used to that much, so they're not spread out. They're just walking the way they normally walk, and at times their heads are turning to the outside because that's the only side that there's actually bit pressure, because the center lines are very slack, and I'll explain why that is in a minute. G. Careful. Oh, G. Bye. Oh. G, my lady. G. Careful, ha. Oh. No. Oh. Oh. Okay, so this is what we're doing. This is my double disc. Could be considered a small tractor disc, and we use it with horses also. But I would generally put 4 horses on this to pull it. It pulls rather hard, especially if you're going all day long. Like I said, I'm just going to go for a little while with it, so 2 horses can handle it. But because of these tile ditches or furrows, however you want to call them, are made, there is a small 8-inch trench down through the field. I don't want my horses to step right in that trench. If they did, if the soil below them would be very soft and not not packed in at all, which is the case of that, they actually could step in that 8-inch trench and their foot would drop down a long ways. I do not want that. So because of that, I want to spread my horses really wide so they straddle that trench. So what I've done is I've taken my 4-horse evener. This is the whipple tree or the single trees on both sides. But you'll see they're a long ways apart because usually we have a full double tree on each side. So we get the 4-horse evener, the double tree, and then the 2 single trees, so that you're hitching up to 4 horses. But since I want to spread these horses out to straddle this ditch, I chose to take my single trees and hitch them to the 4-horse evener. So that's going to give me 2.5 feet in between each horse, actually close to 3 feet between each horse, so they can straddle that. Yes, go ahead, Brenda.
If you had a double tree, is a double tree double that, or is it a little bit condensed so that there's not enough room in there?
If you had a regular double tree on here or a regular evener on here, these two single trees would be like that far apart. They'd be that close. So the horses, as they're walking down these trenches, would have a very good chance of their inner feet stepping in that trench and dropping a little bit into that hole. And that's what I want to avoid. So that's why I'm going with the 4-horse evener to spread my horses out. I have my lines adjusted in such a way to spread them out. Any questions?
Yeah, I was just asking if a double tree is completely double the size of a single tree, or is it a little less? Because
it depends. It just depends. It's all kinds of different sizes. So
okay.
It's, as I look at this 4-horse evener, a regular evener for 2 horses, the double tree part of it, the long part, is actually probably a little bit longer than, I don't know. Every evener is different, and you know, you by inches. So, anyways, I'm going to get hitched onto this, and then all I'm going to do is go up these rows. Now, that when all of those down to our right are done, we went over them last night with just one pass, and that's all I needed to do. So Brendan, if you could just go up there and show that there, and then show this one here where we haven't gone, to show the comparison. Okay. Just the short little ways.
So my question is, it's still possible for them to like V in, isn't it? And they could still step.
They can. And when I get down to, because I'm not going the whole length of this section, I'm just going down to where I want to be done for this year, and then they have to cross the furrow. So there is always a chance that they'll step their foot in, but it's just, I haven't seen any spot yet where they've actually gone in more than just 6 inches. So it's not like the earth is going to open up and swallow them. So when I'm doing this, because the horses hardly ever walk, the horses hardly ever walk this wide apart. They just tend to come into each other because that's what they're used to. So it is a little bit of a challenge to get them to spread out, but because of this place we're going, it makes it a little bit easier because they don't want to walk close because of that big pile of dirt there in the center. So I'll show you what I mean. Maybe I can talk as I'm going along here. Calf step. See? Oh, as you can see, we still have some water in our field. That is not surprising. I've told you before that it takes it takes quite a while for the water to actually find channels through the soil to get to the different pipes to drain this water out of here. So that's not a surprise. But as you can see, when I'm going down through here, it's a little tricky to keep them where they belong and safe, but they're doing really, really good. So when I compare what's in front of them as opposed to where I've just been, there's quite a difference. Now, when I'm plowing, this is all I'm going to have to do, because I can plow right through that little bit of a hump of dirt, because I still want that dirt in the spot where that furrow was made, so that the dirt will, over time, settle down in. Because what I do not want is a big swale. Every place has a tile drain. I want to have it level, not a swale. So when this, if I push the dirt away from where it is, it'll actually be a swale.
And just so everybody is clear, you're gonna plow this way.
Correct.
So you're gonna go
directly across
right
there.
Yeah, so they are gonna have to step over those too.
They will, but it's just not an issue. And every day it settles more and more and makes it tighter and packed more. So, all right, come stop. Careful. It's a little bit tricky riding the disc and keeping them straddled this whole section here. Careful. 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 Oh. Okay, so when I get to here, this is my furrow path that I finished up on in the spring. I didn't bother smoothing that furrow path in because I knew I'd be starting to plow at that point. So what I've chosen to do this fall now, because everything off to that side there was just in sod, it was just in oats, so it never got a really good sod over the course of the summertime. So it's really easy to break up. As you can see down through there, it broke up really nice. And that's all I need to do. And I'm only going to plow up to this furrow here, so that's the only piece I'm going to be dealing with this fall as far as plowing. What is ahead of us was a heavier sod, and so it actually kind of stayed together better, so that it's actually going to settle down over the course of the winter time. And by spring, there's going to be a huge difference in the way that's going to look, even if I don't do anything. But also, because it's a heavy sod and these are still light discs, I can't go through there and really break it up like I just did here. I'll go a little ways just to show you what I can do there, but it's not a lot. Careful, stop. Careful. 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 Oh. So as you can see, it really didn't do a lot in that heavier sod. And these discs were never intended to break up heavy sod. So now we're going to cross that ditch, and I need to put both horses pretty well across that ditch before I turn. So Ken is actually going to cross the ditch and then cross it again to come back so we can get centered on that next row. Keep stop. Careful. 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 Oh. I'm very pleased how they're doing and how they're staying wide. If you go way ahead of us and look directly at us as we come to, you'll see how wide they're spread out compared to what they'd be if they were just normally working in a team. Stand right in the furrow, Brenda. I cuffed up. Deve. G. 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 Deve. G. 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 Careful. Careful. G. 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 Careful. G. 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 Careful, G. Careful. Oh. Cast up. Careful. Careful. Oh. No, we're actually almost done.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I got 2 passes there, and I'll come down the main trail, and then I got that couple high humps on this stuff up there. See, I dragged them with the skid steer, but I need to hit those couple high stumps.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So this is going to work fine.
This looks really good.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how safe is this right here?
Depends which way you're looking at. 0 terribly safe, or is it
0.
is safe and 10's not safe?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
It's a 10. I cuffs up.
I don't know about that.
Ha, there. Ha. Ha. Careful, ha. Careful, ha. Careful. Careful. Ha. Careful. Ha. Careful. 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 G, 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 G. G, man. G, 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 G. G, man. G, 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 man. G, G, G. Oh.
These things
Check.
are all getting shorter and shorter too. So
Yes.
it's a little easier because it is hard for them.
Cuff stop. Careful. I might just finish this up. Go slow and careful. 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 Really. Careful. Careful. Ha, ha, ha. Careful. 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 Ah, bien. Epa. Epa. Ha. Ha. Really. G. Careful. Careful. Oh, this section right here is where the main line came through, the 6-inch line. So there's a lot more dirt through here because this is where they had to take the excavator and make openings for both sides to put in the 4-inch lines off the 6-inch lines. So this is a little bit rougher, but then I just got a couple spots up here to our left that was too high to get over with a skid steer, so I'll have to go over those spots, just 2 different places. And then, yeah, I think we'll be ready to plow. Now, understandably, it's going to be a little rough plowing because of all these humps that we'll be going through. And I have 2 different plows. I got to decide which plow will work best, and I may try them both. So it's not going to make for a perfect plowing job. It's not going to make for an easy plowing job, but I'm pretty sure we can do it, and it should be fine.
I noticed that sometimes, like, you got clods of dirt that get stuck under there. Then they're like dragging the whole thing.
It's hard.
But they seem to be just going slow and doing good.
Cuffed up. Feel it. Feel it. Yeah. G. It would have been a good day, to put the drone up, but somebody borrowed my drone and ran it into a tree. Well, I won't say any names, Abby.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not me.
G over there. G tackle. G. Tackle. Careful. 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 Oh, so I've got now really just 2 more spots here to hit, and we might be good. Just a little update also, I'm heading today to, probably won't film it, but just heading today to go up to Smith College to see what the log job is that they're going to have me do this winter. So that's kind of exciting. But we'll get this finished up. Sun's coming out now.
It is just gorgeous out here. So I think this is...
I want to just finish up. Might as well. Really should do all.
Actually, maybe this afternoon we could go down to the pond, take a little bit of footage down at the pond.
Maybe.
Because have you showed anything since it's been... The water's in?
Yeah.
You did.
Not since it's full though.
And it might have cleared enough so that like,
show a little update. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to that further one, hit that.
This one right here or that one?
The further
right
one.
Okay.
That one. But I'm just gonna turn right there and come right down and hit this one, and then I'll come through here. I'm gonna go hit that one spot right there. And I see way on that very first one, there's a spot I need to knock down. Oh. You know what I should have? I should have a 6-horse evener and put my team on the outside, a team on each side of the 6-horse evener. That would still leave me my 3-foot center, and I'd have 4 horses instead of 2.
Can you do that in the spring with the other part?
I might have to.
If you need to?
Yeah.
Do you have a 6-horse evener?
No. I could just make a 2x8, make it evener.
Better be a strong 2x8.
But good horses are in good shape. They can do quite a lot with here, and I could always just swap teams if I have to do this. So.
I can tell it's hard, but they seem to be doing really well.
Yeah, well, I've been stopping them a lot.
Yeah, and they're just
This is a big hill we're going to hit right now.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard.
Please, everybody, be careful.
Cuffed up. Cheek, careful. 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 Jeep. Dealer. Jeep. Jeep. Dealer. Jeep. 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 Dealer. 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 Oh, friend, as you can see, that's a smoother section ahead of us. That's what I did with the skid steer. I had just taken that I-beam and made it straight, and I just went right down through, and that worked really good. But these spots here were too high, so I was bottoming out. But now, since I've dropped this down, if I start plowing, I feel it's not plowing the best, I can always come back through with the skid steer and hit it one more time to level it out even better. So it's more like up there, because that's really nice up there.
That is nice.
So, but
you were literally getting stuck
bottoming out. I had to do something different, so that's why I had to do this. So I'm going to jump over to that last spot and hit that one high spot there, and then we are going to be done.
Yay!
And cuffs out. Out there. Careful. Oh. Okay, we are done. There you go. Oh, I cast out.
Jim decided to let my cousin Cindy drive the horses home.
Slide back a little bit farther so you don't step your foot through that loop.
It feels so weird being so far away from that one.
You actually have more leverage by doing that though too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get the gate. If you had a good life insurance, I could have had you do the disking, but I figured that wouldn't be very good.
We were able to enjoy a tranquil evening down at the pond and even roasted some hot dogs. And this concludes the video. We hope you have a tranquil rest of your day.